Yay, hello, party people.
We're back.
It's 10:46 p.m. at my end, and it's like, what?
I'm saying hello from the future, 8:46 a.m.
Wow.
What am I doing? That's my new life.
So how is the future, though?
Cloudy with a chance of meatball.
Oh, I'm glad I'm a vegetarian. That's great.
Cloudy with a chance of falafel.
Okay, well, hi. Let's dive right into this week's episode. So, Tina, I think there was lots of things you wanted to tell me.
Yeah, there is a story that caught my attention. And I'm not into all this, I don't know. Like,
drama, you mean?
Yeah, like drama, social media stuff. Like, I don't keep up with that. And there's nothing wrong with, like, if you do, but I just don't. I don't.
But
at the moment I do.
But.
So there is this, where do I even start? Because you do know a bit. There are those two sisters. They're two dancers, and they're from America. And I think they are originally from Michigan.
All right.
And now live in LA because that's what you do.
To get famous, I guess. Yeah.
So, which is all cool. So they're dancers. They were famous, or they got famous on TikTok because they were doing dance videos. And I think they have a professional dance education as well. So, not just some...
I feel like everyone has seen them so far too. They're everywhere, aren't they? These two.
If you put them in, like, so they used to be called the Wilking Sisters. So it's Melanie and Miranda. And Miranda is the older one. Melanie Wilking and Miranda now Derrick.
Oh, she got married.
She got married, yes. So that's who we're going to talk about today. Those two.
Yeah, there's been quite some drama.
Yes.
Tina shared that with me, and I was like, wow, because I just knew the dancing videos. Like, probably all of you
totally unexpected. Like, I didn't know.
Totally unexpected.
They didn't tell me.
Yeah.
No, it's just, so I followed them because, Instagram Reels, whatever, dancers. And I think I followed their main account that they had together, which was the Wilking Sisters. And then it was just, they were always dancing together. And then at one point you didn't see Miranda in those videos anymore. And then I probably started following them each individually. Or maybe I was already before. I have no idea. But it was like a bit of a cut. And I was like, there was like no more references.
It's weird, huh?
Yeah, no more references to each other. And I don't know, I did not check every day. Trust me, believe me, I didn't do that. So that's something that...
But you do notice, if you always see them together, then you do notice.
I thought I've been only following them for 4 or 5 months, but it seems like I must have been following them for 2 years. So, that's I don't know what happened. I don't know what they posted and all this time. It's just you see a video, you're like, oh, the sister's not there anymore.
Yeah, the occasional dancing video.
Yeah, that's it. And you're like, oh, they're dancing, And then... Yeah, so that's how I got to know them pretty much.
Yeah, I think I got to know, so Miranda is her name, right? I got to know her a year ago. Same thing on Instagram, Reels to scroll through, and there was this very nice dancing.
They do really, really good dancing videos.
They're high quality videos.
God, yes.
You can see every now and then you see a celebrity dancing with them, or some sort of celebrity or other influencers. And I was 100%. Like, wow, she's doing really well. I've seen her everywhere. And then you started sharing the drama with me, and I was like, what?
I watched them separate from each other, as I said, individually, and then Miranda got married, and you saw the proposal. Because her partner, now husband, is a dancer as well, so he's involved in that.
Oh yeah,
that she's involved with.
Yeah, I was always wondering if it's the husband.
He's called James or B Dash, and so
B Dash,
wow. B Dash 2. He was. There was a dance video, and at the end of the video, he was proposing, and she didn't know, kind of thing. And of course, I don't know, that happened.
Isn't that so 2010?
Yeah, it
Isn't
is.
That such a 2010
for
thing
dancers,
to do?
Isn't that exactly what you would expect for those two? So all cute, and I guess they got married. I don't know. She changed her Instagram name. What the hell do I know? I don't know. Did they get married? Did they not get married? Anyway, those are again things that you pick up, but you don't really pick up, and then
you don't really care about.
It's social media.
Exactly.
So yeah, and all good, but then sometimes Melanie, the younger sister, would do a Q&A or something. Someone would ask her something about her sister, and she's like, oh, I miss my sister very much. And then, but didn't tag her sister. And I was like, well, maybe they decided to keep their accounts separate from each other, to not interfere with each other's fame, career, which, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like if you just say like, I'm not going to take you to nut. And then I saw a video once where she was in LA watching her sister dance. And I saw Miranda's stories where she was like, she had some kind of Christmas show. I think it was a Christmas show.
Mm-hmm.
And Melanie was like, oh, that's the only way I get to see my sister at the moment. And I was like, oh, cool.
Okay.
Like, oh, finally, like, they're together again.
And it could be like, oh yeah, she's very busy. I don't get to see her. You still wouldn't pick up on that, you know?
But there was no stories afterwards of them together. And now thinking about it, it's like, no,
that's kind of odd.
It's going to all make sense. But before I was like, well, that's weird. I'm like, well, I guess they have so much to catch up on. But then I was like, well, they had I think the TikTok account is like 3 million or something. Like it wouldn't be weird that they miss out on not posting stories together.
You could think first, maybe they want to keep that private, but then they had a shared account together and you're like, why wouldn't they?
Yeah. You're going to try to get every view, every follower you can get, right? And so
that's a bit odd.
Yeah. Anyway, again, 2 professional dancers there. I think Miranda was on some TV shows before. Anyway. Oh, sorry. And also they would always do some videos with their mom and dad. Like, some family videos, Cute. Some funny videos. So like kind of everyone knows the parents as well because they're just involved in the videos. It's just what it is. And And then she did a story saying like, oh, in the next video we're gonna do a live. And I'm going to finally come out and tell you what's going on with everything in Miranda. And I'm like, what is she talking about? And then they did a live, which I watched afterwards. And it was like 32 minutes. And believe me, I'm not watching things on Instagram that are longer than a minute.
Not even the YouTube videos I share with you. You're like, we both know I'm not going to watch it.
I don't feel like I have to time. Like if I'm not interested, and or if I don't have time, I don't know what it is.
I'm going to note that down.
No, but it's like, well, because the thing is, you've watched it, just tell me. Don't let me.
Like, no, sometimes I want you to experience the thing yourself.
One day. I have saved all those YouTube videos that you've sent me.
I mean, you do watch my videos, No, like some of them you do, some you don't, but that's okay.
But this one just, I don't know why, it just caught my attention because then I was like, okay, so what have you seen on those 2 Instagram profiles in the last, what I thought a couple of months, but it must have been 1 or 2 years. I'm like,
actually top follower.
Probably like their top follower.
Don't even know.
I just didn't know that.
I could see already, like, on Facebook where you get that top fan badge when you like commented just enough.
Oh, might be on top fan.
You are top fan.
So there's like, so Miranda and her boyfriend, there's a couple of dancers. I don't know. Let them be 5, 6, 7. I have no idea. There's a group of dancers there, and they always do videos together. Like not all of them. But it's like
it's like a collaboration
with her partner. This one is always the same production because she always puts the production in there. And
it's like these LA collab houses they have for every TikTok group. There's like some sort of mention where they all live together and do their TikToks together.
What it looks like. So I didn't even know that was a thing. But I do know.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing.
So so then they did the live that I watched, and I've watched it.
All of it. So
in the live, they claim that they haven't spoken to her since last January 2021.
Oh, so last year, January. Wow.
Yes. And then I was like, oh, wow, how long have you been following them? It's not just 4 or 5 months.
No, it's not. At this stage, you should have realized I'm a top fan. Damn it.
I am the top fan. Anyway. So yeah, they claim that Miranda kind of cut off all the contact to the family, which is weird because she was always very, very, very family oriented. They never had a fight. Like the sisters never had a fight. And, Melanie was saying like, I know it sounds weird, but we really never had a fight. And people would say like, oh, you guys have a very close relationship. It's almost a bit creepy. And she's like, I know that we do, like with the parents as well. Like we know that, but it just.
So it was actually all in harmony.
Like
all
they're
this
just
time.
so much in harmony. I would think you could see that from the parents in the video as well. I don't know. They just really cool. I mean, there might be, there is people out there who are just.
I mean, they could fake it as well.
They could fake it, but like the way they're saying, like it just, yeah, people told us it's weird that you never fight with your parents, with your sister, whatever it is, but we're just fine. We just don't get to the point where we.
I mean, they might not show it as well, you know.
That's it.
But that's okay.
That's it. No, but they were just saying like, no. I think you need to keep that in mind. That people said you have like to Miranda or to people, to them in general, like you have a very close relationship to your family, maybe a bit too close. For the story, we probably need to keep it in mind a bit. Anyway, and then Miranda cut off all contact. I think like they're also living in Los Angeles now, because then they said like we've tried to call her. We went to her apartment. We went to where the group kind of is located, and
so she cut off all ties. She's not talking to them
completely
at all.
All ties to family. So sister, parents, grandparents, and also friends, as far as I'm now seeing from
that is
what is
so
being
weird.
shared. So from one day to the other, she just cut off. Like that was just it. Like she just kind of
and
died,
they don't know at all why
they were not.
What's
they
happening.
Didn't know that Miranda got married. They found out through social media. Just if they try to get in contact with her via social media, they get blocked. If anyone posts anything under their comment saying family, sister, whatever, the comment gets deleted and those people get blocked as well.
God, there must be someone actually sitting checking the comments, because you would not have the time to delete every single comment.
And then Melanie was saying, so, and I don't know, again, I don't know if that was in Michigan or LA, but they became part of this religious group. I don't know, like I think for us being from Germany, it's really hard to understand how it goes in America, but I think like church groups they're a bit more modern and fancy now to attract young people as well, which is okay, cool, whatever. But Melanie was saying like at one point it just got a bit, she was seeing a lot of red flags. She was like, I had a lot of fun being in that group, and there were like so many dances there, so it was just perfect.
Oh, so the sister was in that group
as well at the beginning.
Some point.
But then she was like, but then I started seeing red flags, and she was like, she would have to spend like, they kind of made her spend a lot of time at this group, and she wanted to pick up a friend or whatever from the airport, and like this group would like call her and be like, where are you? You need to spend time. Like, you can't just do your own life anymore. You need to be here. You need to spend time here. And she's like, that's not normal.
No, it's not. Sounds like a control. It sounds like,
yes.
What's that cult called? Scientology.
Scientology.
Sounds like
they
Scientology.
Did say it's not Scientology, but they have started using the word cult. Yes, lucky. Because, Melanie said if it would have been Scientology, it would have been much easier for them to...
Really? And get in touch with her or to find her?
Well,
what do they
maybe
mean?
make it more, or to find out more about the group.
Okay.
But they said I
would know.
It's a very small religious group / cult, whatever they want to call it. And yeah, she was like red flags, and then she spoke to her sister, but yeah, I don't know. Like the life was also a bit emotional and chaotic, so it wasn't a proper timeline, I feel like, that they were giving us.
Okay.
Us, the top fans. And why?
Why didn't you just ask a question? You should
because I watched the live after they went live.
True. So, like, just to sum it up quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, these two sisters dance, blah, 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 blah.
They don't dance
whole thing
together anymore.
They don't dance together anymore. And she is just doing her own thing. Yeah, but they used to dance. I mean, they had their own account, and they kind of no falling out.
They probably already had their own accounts. Miranda moved to LA, so did the rest of the family now. Miranda has her friend, her boyfriend, partner, husband, Dawson, and she's really successful. She's a really great dancer. So is the rest of the people.
Yeah, I see her everywhere.
B-Dash, her partner was dancing at the Super Bowl. And also, I think now it's time to mention that he is black. We also need to mention that because it's going to be picked up later on. I think Miranda and James B-Dash were already dating a year ago, must have been, because he would spend COVID isolation period, whatever, he would spend 7 weeks at their house. So he was there for 7, so he lived with them for 7 weeks.
So you gotta slow down a little, because now I'm confused. He got to meet the family or what?
Well, that's the information I have. I don't know the in between. That's why I was saying the life is really chaotic. Like there's no proper timeline.
Okay.
So I think then they all moved to LA because he's from California. So I guess that by that time that whole family went to LA because there's for your career as a dancer just so much better.
Enough.
Also, they had a talent management company. Like they were.
And LA is the place to be. Like if you want to make it, you're gonna go to.
And the parents probably went with them, and they had a lot of brand sponsorships already. Like so. I guess at one point through the group, the church group, she got to meet this James.
Oh, so she didn't meet him through TikTok videos. She met him through the
I don't know how they met,
group?
but I would think maybe through the group.
Still.
They started dating, I guess, because then he was spending 7 weeks with them together at home with the whole family. But then also they were saying that Miranda and Melanie had their own apartment. So, like I said, very chaotic.
Probably were very emotional and couldn't connect the dots anymore. We assume at some point he got to meet the family.
Well, he was staying with them for 7 weeks. So yes, he did.
So.
And he's the one who said to them, like, oh, your family has a very close bond. Like, it's a bit weird. He later on said that he comes from a very poor background. Maybe I'm not sure if he had a good, how his childhood was. But like he was posting that himself. So maybe he was also not used to such a family bond. We don't know that.
Yeah, it could be quite overwhelming if they're so attached to
another.
Yes,
but he was like, that is weird that you're so close.
Okay.
You know, there's all those
Next
things.
Flag.
And then, they kind of left. I don't know if there was like a funeral or something they had to attend, or a wedding. Sorry, it was something. And then Miranda was just like, oh yeah, no, I'm not coming, and cut off contact last year in January. Yeah, again, since then they've been trying to contact her. Nothing. It's just not possible. And they said they tried every avenue. They've even gotten in contact with the FBI, but like Miranda and her partner, like they're adults, so there's nothing you can do about it. But Melanie and the family claim they don't have control over their social media, their finances, their decisions, nothing. So they think they're full on in a cult.
Melanie and her parents think that Miranda is not in control of anything.
Yes, so she says she and all those people that you see her dancing with, they're not in control of their own lives.
But is it them assuming it because they don't hear anything from her, or is it them really knowing? Because a lot of people just assume. That's what they're
claiming, because Melanie was part of that group, and at the beginning, and of things they have found out. But also, this religious group can't be found online, and this religious group seems to be the talent management group company.
Oh, that sounds just very lovely.
It's like a religious
red flags.
If you hear from that side, a lot of red flags. All of a sudden you see everything in a different light, and then like sometimes the videos that Miranda is posting, the lyrics, and you're like, oh my god, what's going on there?
With everything in this life, there's like always two sides to every story. So if I hear that,
yes,
and I told you that before too, like.
Yeah.
And my family as well, like my uncle just disappeared like out of the blue. One day he decided to cut off all ties and just be like, I'm gone. I don't want to hear.
And he was not part of a cult, right?
No, but like I know that my family was kind of desperately trying to find reasons to explain it.
And sometimes there are no reasons.
Sometimes there are no reasons, and sometimes there are reasons, but they don't see them. And I just find like they find some sort of pleasing in let's just say Miranda's family, they kind of find some sort of pleasing feeling, thinking that he's in a cult. That might be the reason why she is not responding. Maybe though she's not responding because she doesn't want to. Could be as well.
Well, see,
it's easier to blame someone else.
That's it. And then I guess because Melanie, they didn't. I also thought they were a bit careful in what they say, because they were reading the comments, and it was a bit like, if Miranda is in a cult, is she going to be punished now because her family is speaking out? Because they said the family has been going to that office building where the church group, talent group is registered, and knocking on the door, ringing the bell, nothing. Or I think there's a gate there, and they said just no one ever. It's just nothing. They're just not able to see their daughter. Anyway, and I was like, okay, well, let's see. That's interesting. Are we gonna get back anything from Miranda or then her partner at all? And yes, Miranda responded. And I did send you that. I didn't take a screenshot, but it was like, she was like, okay, well, I don't have any other choice. Like, I didn't want to make this public or go public, but like, I obviously don't have another choice because my family makes me do this. But she was like, kind of that her parents were against this relationship, or maybe not as happy about the relationship.
Because he's black?
Well,
is that the reason why? Wouldn't be surprised in America.
Yes, but it's really interesting because Melanie is or was dating someone with darker skin as well.
Okay.
And that would be weird if they say now, this guy, or James,
he's I see. Black. Maybe they're just, Miranda just wants to distract
I don't know, because
from the
James
main
also
issue.
said, he was a poor guy from Compton who has already a child. And I think Melanie's boyfriend, I don't know, I'm not too sure right now, is a college football player. So maybe more success. I don't know. Like, you know, that's a point of view. Maybe
we're just compiling the
because
facts.
it's like he's a poor dancer, like
maybe
of a different skin color from Compton. Like, you know, you're this high-rising star. You should. I don't know. We don't know that. And she was saying that she was when she was trying to leave, or so, that her parents tried to stop her and kind of assaulted her, and her dad was like taking away her purse, so she couldn't drive the car away when she was trying to leave, and all those things. And then her mom was kind of holding her and reading her the definition of a cult.
So Miranda has like a complete different view of the whole situation.
Completely different.
No cult whatsoever.
And then James responded saying that, look, it's totally normal for a telemanagement group to be to look over your finances. I guess if you have a contract and the management group gets paid, of course the management group is the one that pays out the royalties, whatever, your money to you, right? He was like, it's totally normal that they take care of our social media as well. Like it's kind of like their agent.
It sounds to me like Britney Spears all over again, you know?
Right? But then I was thinking the same thing. So you have, but you don't know. You don't know. Maybe they just they have an agent. Like, I mean, how many celebrities have other people fixing their social media for them?
Yeah, no, fair enough. They might have a team.
And this whole production group / talent management group / religious group / cult seems to be one thing. And then, of course, like Melanie on the Wilking Sisters Instagram now is posting things that other people have said, because some people said like, oh, I have a friend in the same group. The same thing happened to me and to our friend. I can't get in contact with my friend anymore. Miranda's best friend has said like, I just got cut out. And yet there's other people saying, thank you for speaking up. It's time someone is speaking up about this. Other dancers as well that have like 1 million followers who are also in the LA scene.
Oh, it sounds like, you know, to me it sounds like it's different. Like it's like Scientology approaching people that have a lot of followers and are like, oh, we can help you.
Yes.
We come to us, come into our house, we take care of you, and we just
keep
you all
and then
in.
We tell you, and you need to, but like then the thing is like, did this I could see that happening, that her parents were trying to hold her back.
Maybe. I think both stories have some truth. Definitely.
But like, yeah, I don't know. See, and then
you know what, Tina? If she's really in a cult, if she's really in a cult, it wouldn't be surprising that she got some sort of brainwashing.
100%. That's what they were saying as well.
Yeah, yes. And she might be thinking she is right where she has to be.
Yeah.
Let's just say she meets her parents, and they're like, we want you to stay. You like what's happening to you? This is a cult. Whatever you're in, it's not right. You should stay. And then they get kind of aggressive, grabbing her. She might think they're wrong, and they're just like reacts to it.
And then for a family that was never put in any situations where they had fight with each other, maybe it was just all a bit. Yeah, I don't know. And then James, her partner, was saying her dad or family didn't approve of me. As I said, poor kid from Compton who already has a child. I think he must be end of his 20s, mid-20s, they're around that age. And then, that's a thing that white parents don't approve
100%
of people that are
Is that though a thing for him, or is that a card he's playing to distract?
Well, see, I don't know. I thought he was just always a dancer. Like, how do I know? I didn't even know where he was from.
No.
I just thought, like, when I saw him at the Super Bowl, I'm like, oh my God, guy, like, you made it as a dancer. That's freaking amazing.
Yes.
And his group of people there as well. So, yeah, that was that. And I was like, oh, that's going to be interesting here. And like I said, other people saying like, oh, I'm going to speak out about this soon. And then you're like, so there's two stories. Did Miranda just say like, maybe James opened up her eyes, because we don't know, because she's saying like she and Melanie had a TikTok account together with 3 million followers, and Melanie wouldn't let her be part of it anymore. Maybe Melanie was trying to find a way to get Miranda back. We don't know. Maybe
there was a fallout in the behind the scenes. We don't know.
But also Miranda just cut off ties with her management group, the one like taking care of her before, just in an email be like, yeah, I'm not part of you anymore, which I thought they had contracts, but like, and she just left all the brand.
Surely be a breach of contract.
So there's a lot of weird stuff happening. Anyway, so now the latest beef. No, the latest stuff.
But it's just like the more things that come up, it just proves the whole cult thing.
Well, you would
more and more.
Yeah, it just sounds like it, doesn't it? Like it just sounds
even though
like
you want to see from a different. It's fair enough if someone wants to cut ties. It's crazy,
and that happens so many times, and maybe then someone comes into your life, and it could be a friend or a partner that is just maybe opening up your eyes to the life that you had, and was like, maybe it's not normal, or maybe showing you a new way of life, and you're like, oh my god, that's it, and I just want to cut off all ties.
So I can understand it a little.
I can too, but also we also know that it's not a good thing if you have a friend or a partner that is trying to cut you off from your family.
No, but I'm just saying
this
happens.
Yes, it happens. It happens both ways. It happens that your partner's trying to take you away, and most of the time at the end of the day there's domestic violence included, but it also happens that people are just like, I don't want to be part of this family anymore.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Yes. Family might just desperately try to find some sort of answer as to why this is happening.
I mean, if you listen to their life,
they deserve some sort of answer.
Yeah, it is. Like, I hope that's the proper, that's the side, because there's so many sides to it, but saying that maybe he's trying to get her away from her family and isolating her from everyone. But we don't know. Anyway, we're not there. We have no idea. But there is a guy that they shared on the Wilking Sisters Instagram page. There is someone, seems like he was used to he used to dance with James and the group. And he was actually saying, so that just was posted a couple of hours ago. He was like, oh my god, that's so wild that this is happening again. Man, we, meaning me, him, B-Dash, Concrete, Ice, some other dancers, plus many more, went through hell with this same kind of thing. I made friends, enemies because of this same kind of brainwashing. We were kept away from Crump. We were manipulated with fear that we or our family would die if we left. We were forced to get married.
Scientology.
We were forced to stay together, forced to believe that people outside wouldn't understand. Because the mom of Miranda was saying, she was having a conversation once with Miranda, and she was like, well, just explain me what this is all about. And Miranda was like, well, you wouldn't understand. And she was like, try me. Like, just.
So there goes the brainwashing theory.
And she's like, no, but you wouldn't understand. And anyway, and then forced to believe that people outside of us wouldn't understand, would try to pull us backwards. We were manipulated to believe that as long as we stay together and stay on the path, our dance life would be blessed. I was part of Street Kingdom while we were on America's Best Dance Crew. The leader of the church, similar to this group, told us God said we would win the show, but we had to stay away from family. We couldn't celebrate with friends after an episode. We had to have a Bible study. It's so very sad to see this, to see my friends and other people going through this. Again, it's been about 7 years since I walked away, and I'm still dealing with the trauma. This is sad. And he added something else.
God,
stay consistent, keep talking,
so
keep
creepy.
Applying pressure, keep pointing things out, keep getting numbers. It's not. And the hardest thing to do is to not be easy offended. They're brainwashed and truly believe everything they are involved in. You have to get tough skin. And remember, this is not your normal loved one you're dealing with. Continue to show love, unconditional love, overly love them. It's love that will break through.
God, that sounds so creepy.
So then you read that and you're like, oh my god,
yeah, it's crazy. It sounds like it just proves everything, I feel like, even though I still don't want to believe it, but this is just no news coming from the US. I guess you hear those stories all the time.
And this guy that has been in, I mean, obviously he says B-Dash was already involved. It's either still the same group or a new group, but there's so you have not learned your lesson.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Or is it still the same management, maybe?
Yeah.
Or maybe that one group was already having the same leader that is just open. Another group took that B-Dash guy with him and introduced him to these two sisters that just, happened to be in the same area at the same time.
So now I'm watching all those videos of all those dancers.
Now you're the top fan.
Now I'm a top fan.
Now you are.
Now I'm like, what is going on there? But then this whole thing is like, is Miranda now getting punished for, but it seems like, did Miranda post that herself? First question. I mean, it still doesn't, her side doesn't sound nice. Doesn't matter if she's in a cult or not. But her parents kind of assaulting her or being against her relationship. Oh, sorry. And also her parents sent police over to her house because they told her that James, her partner, kidnapped her or they were scared that he would kidnap her. So they sent police over, and then, they were both saying obviously police being sent because they think that a black guy is kidnapping a white woman is a really dangerous thing to do. I mean, sorry, we're talking about police here in America. There's been so much happening. So, Miranda's like, how dare you calling police on my black now husband, saying he's kidnapping me, being a white woman. But then the police came and she was like, no, my parents, I don't know, we just had a fight. And she was like, yeah, but like the police and I, we laughed it off kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you had some good officers there. Yeah, if that really happened, that sucks. And I don't think anyone is going to brainwash her into that the police came to her house. She was on the Ellen show with her partner. Like I said, he was dancing for the Super Bowl, and she's saying like there's quite a few, whatever this guy's name is, that is involved with the Ellen show, the DJ.
Oh, the guy, yeah,
and
DJ.
his wife, because they're dancers as well.
Yeah, I know them too.
So she's involved with them a lot. She's dancing with them a lot. And then, someone in the comments was saying like, oh, you should take Ellen in this. Maybe Ellen can help. And then someone was like,
Ellen is the leader.
Have you thought about maybe Ellen being involved in that? But then we were saying, because there's like Montana Tucker, who I think is quite a big personality there as well. Like they're all dancing with them. Are they all part of it? If it's meant to be a small group,
they're all connected.
Well, are they all connected? But then everyone is like, because they were saying like, oh, when we spoken to people that met Miranda, that see Miranda, they said no, she was just being as nice and great as always. So maybe those now she's at the Ellen show has like nothing to do with Ellen, like at all, but people just like, oh, you should make Ellen.
Of course, that now they put everything together. Every little Easter egg is just going to be something to feed into.
I don't even want this to be an interesting thing, but I'm just because those two stories are just like, and I think since we know that there's Scientology out there, like how they brainwash people, and then at the end of the day, it's this whole
wouldn't come as a surprise
social media thing, trying to be successful, that people are able to take over your life, if that is the case, which it seems to be the case.
Allegedly, yeah.
I mean, if Miranda and James are just 100% behind that without being brainwashed, because, people are asking, so James, is he in contact with his family? Because he was saying, oh, after the Super Bowl, we were speaking to our families. And I'm like, well, which families are you speaking about? Like just your family? We don't know. I don't know. They didn't say anything about James' family, if they're in contact with them or not. And they also said, Miranda was saying, no, James said, Miranda didn't, but James said that Miranda has asked Melanie to meet on Monday, but Melanie said no thanks. I'm like, that is weird. Why wouldn't Melanie take the chance to meet with her sister?
What? Like Melanie had the chance to meet
So James
Miranda
was saying in his post, in his story, that Miranda offered to meet with Melanie. I think just with Melanie, not with their parents, but to meet with Melanie.
Oh, and Melanie declined.
Melanie declined, which I'm like, Melanie has been trying to get in contact with you over a year. Why would she decline?
Yeah, they see that the two sides, they make no sense.
Nothing makes sense there. But yeah, there was nothing coming from Melanie's side there. When there was another dancer that I follow, and she's not really involved with them, but when she was saying like, thank you very much for speaking out, this finally had to be shared. That's when you're like, oh, okay. So was she involved in any kind? Like were those people, or another dancer commented like, oh, and much love for your family, and someone just commented on it and was like, aren't you part of the same group? So I don't know, there's a lot happening.
I see. Let's see where this is going though, because that is just
but now you
creepy.
Just see all those things in a different light.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on Instagram we see just the polished version of everything, and we just see the girl dancing and not anything else.
And Miranda keeps doing her thing now, like she's just back to posting.
She's not giving it any attention.
Oh, so I do have a post here. To everyone who has reached out asking if I'm okay and involved in a religious cult, thank you so much for your concern, but I'm not involved in a religious cult. And regarding the statement saying that none of us are speaking to our families, I can say that everyone in my management group speaks and communicates with their families. It is just my unique situation where I'm not speaking to my family as often as I used to because they were not supportive of the decisions I made. There was disagreement in my family where they didn't respect the decision that I made to move in with James and start our life together. Due to that disagreement, I haven't talked to my family as much as I used to, but I have communicated with them within the past year multiple times. But someone complained, and Can't tell you exactly who that was, because she was saying, when I left, they decided to call the cops on James, saying that my black boyfriend James kidnapped and abused me. And someone was saying, and I don't know if that was a white person or a black person, but they were saying, like, of course, they have to play the race card now.
Yeah, of course.
But she also said she didn't want to go to her grandpa's funeral because she was afraid that she would be held captive in Michigan. I didn't feel safe with my dad.
Yeah, big claims she's making.
Massive claims, which is, which side? I don't know.
I mean,
I'm sure there's truth to all of them. If that was the case, that the family wasn't supportive and she cut off the ties, plus being in a group, it kind of all comes together.
Interesting story.
Yes, so
Very
interesting. It's a bit like a movie. You're like, what's happening? Look, at the end of the day, I hope they again all heal and find peace. And if Miranda said it was my decision to leave, then I hope they accept it. If she is in a dangerous situation, I hope she can get out of there. But yeah, again, it's so crazy what is going on in people's life. And sometimes it's so good not to know.
Well, thanks for sharing. That was an interesting story. God, social media.
Social media.
Well. So that's it then. That's it.
Nothing else.
Well, it's sad to just end it like this, but it is what it is.
Well, it is what it is at the moment.
We can't really. We see what's happening next week.
Yeah, I keep checking Instagram. Now I finally have a reason to be on Instagram.
Well, as if you didn't have one before.
Yes. No, but like now I can, now I'm doing it for you guys.
For the research.
Now I'm doing
for
it.
the drama
that
research.
Is free journalism right here. No.
That was this week's episode, and see ya.
See ya.
Bye-bye.